Hey guys, I'll talk to you today about another really helpful skill alongside the journaling and the meditation that I only twigged on about recently when Hams mentioned it in a video about visualization. Now, I've been a bit sort of skeptical of this kind of thing, visualization, manifestation. You hear about The Secret and all those other kind of cringeworthy books about manifestation, visualization, and all that kind of stuff, really. I didn't really put much track in it, from a young age. I kind of grew up a kind of ambivalent relation to religion. I didn't really care for Hinduism in a sense, really. I was born in a Hindu family and did those traditions, didn't really care for that. Sort of found my own way into Buddhism, really, and that grew with me more. I just understood the concepts, they made more sense to me, and they provided me more, I guess, understanding about the universe. But as I've kind of gotten older as well, there are still really good things about Hinduism I really love. But visualization for me, I kind of had an ephemeral gut reaction to, because all of my life I'd been trying to get away from my thoughts. I've been terrified of my thoughts. I've been they just are a source of a lot of pain for me, a lot of shame and misgiving, and I always felt out of control of my thoughts as well. But through meditation and through just being in the process of self-improvement, I've realized thoughts as well as being a distraction, and there's many litanies and Buddhist texts and sutras about, how thoughts can essentially be, they're just a thing that happens to us, and they're just something, to be not paid attention to, or, seen as unfulfilling or unsatisfactory. But thoughts can be also weaponized as well as a tool for good. They are very powerful as well, because they essentially narrate to us a story of our lives, and our memory contorts them however we think they were, even events that happened or not. They would be completely changed and dictated differently by how our thoughts about the events went, really. Visualization, though, is really, really powerful. It's a really fundamental skill. I've been doing it since February, really. And what that involves is I've got a 2 minute timer video on YouTube that I listen to every morning, and it quite helps actually. The music in itself is quite epic sounding, so that helps me. And I sit down at my laptop after doing my breathing, and I close my eyes and I just visualize. And my first instinctual thing that I've got it set up here in my head. What I see is essentially me in my own bed, waking up and getting out of it. And I get out of my bed and I go through my own house. It's my own house in my dream because I'm not living with my parents. My dream, my visualization is the thing. It's not a dream, it's a visualization of what will come. And I go into my own home gym and I turn the lights, And it's a huge gym, it's covered in wood, it's got a huge mirror, It's got a weight rack, it's got all the weight plates I need, all the setup I need, all the equipment. It's a massive place, and it's got the huge overhead lights on, and it's got a wall of mirrors so I can see my set, and it's got speakers up above. And I just visualize myself working out in that. And I think the key thing is not to visualize the effort it'll take to get there, but visualize hitting that personal set, those personal records. So for me, one record of mine is to get 53 kilos on a bicep curl and shoulder press, and be able to do a 100 kilo deadlift and bench press. I think deadlift and bench press aren't too far off, realistically speaking. I just don't have the weights for 100 kilos, but I could totally get that one day. But 53 kilos on a bicep curl and shoulder press, I'm working towards it now at the moment. And yeah, I just imagine hitting that, it does something to your mind, really, and I can't really say what, but it just makes you excited. It makes you excited, and the more you do this, the more you realize, I'm going to be successful. It's not even like a fact or anything, Ham says in a video, like, he has no doubt that he wasn't going to be successful the way he was doing shit. In that same way, you've got to have no doubt. If you're on self-improvement, if you're on this path, if you're meditating, if you're doing the things you know you need to do, there's going to be no doubt that you're going to be successful. It's just all going to take time. I've only been in this since August, mind you. And from where I was in August to where I am now, it's night and day. I've had to undergo a kind of psychic transformation. I don't think without visualization that would be possible, It's been a very powerful skill. So, yeah, I imagine hit my weight reps, and then it kind of varies from there, Sometimes I imagine myself getting ready for work in Charles Tyrwhitt shirts. If you don't know, in the UK, Charles Tyrwhitt's a quite expensive brand of shirt, and I used to work there for, 6 months when I was at university, and I used to, high-end clients used to come in for these really expensive shirts, and I have some from the job, but, I imagine myself wearing Charles Tyrwhitt shirts every day because they sort of emphasize that kind of success, So I imagine myself wearing those shirts, I put them on, Or I imagine myself, just walking into my house and getting things ready for it. I imagine myself in meetings with clients, I imagine retiring my parents, how that would feel just to say to them, yeah, you don't need to go to work anymore. Yeah, how's so much money? I imagine running with my dad in the London Marathon. That's kind of another new goal of mine that's up, that we're going to try and do a half marathon come September. As long as I keep running, I've got to not slack on that because I did slack last week. But I imagine myself hitting these wins, and they can't be unambitious. They can't be approximate. If you want to go on a date with someone, it can't be you just imagining you going on a date. What do you actually want? You want to bang. Imagine you having sex with the person you want to go out with. You want to hit that goal. Because on this path of self-improvement, this journey, it's very easy to get lost in trust the process. Keep working on your goals. Don't get complacent. Don't fixate on the rewards, but trust the process. And the journey is great and the grind is great, and I've got nothing to say, but I love it. But you do need to be able to sometimes sit down and think, what's it going to look like when you win? What is it going to look like when you hit those things that you want to do? What is it going to look like? When I'm able to have my own place. I wake up next to my boyfriend, I give him a kiss or some shit like that. And it's like, it makes you feel good in here. When you're able to visualize and see that shit. And think, wow, yeah, it will happen. It's not even there's no doubt in your mind, because it's going to happen if you keep on this path. And you keep seeing where you're going wrong, and you correct those. You see where the pitfalls are coming up, and you autocorrect. You see where shit's coming up, and you record it in your journal, and you just here and present for yourself, man. You are gonna be successful, and this is the best thing any human can do for themselves. I'm just so grateful to be here. I'm sick of saying it like a broken record, but I wish I'd started this when I was 16, man. If I'd gone to 16, my life would be different now. But hey, I'm doing this now when I'm 26, and any other 26-year-olds, anyone else older out there, it's never too late to change. One of the things I kind of hated about, Narcotics Anonymous and things like that, they gave people a framework, they gave people tools, but they didn't give people anything else. They just said, do the steps, current meetings, do the process, but they didn't say anything else about, journaling, insight and just other stuff. They just said, do these steps and they'll work for you. And it didn't work for me because, well, it took me back out to using it again, because I did. And maybe this is critical, but I feel like the whole process is kind of essentially dependent on ensuring that members stay within Narcotics Anonymous to replicate the system. And you know what? That keeps people clean and that's helped people, and that's fine. But I've kind of come to a place in my life where I'm kind of just distancing myself away from that. Where I kind of don't want to give my life and everything over into this program. I'd rather work on my own goals and my own dreams. And maybe that comes into something else as well, not making someone else's dream your dream. And maybe that comes into in the program they say get rid of character defects. But you know what? Everyone's got their character defects, and character defects will give people character. Rather than having to conform myself to the ideals of some religion, you're not this, you're not that, which is what religion does. Magic, at the very least, or at least sort of ritual, or that other side of things that's not quite religion. It kind of becomes, who am I authentically myself? That's who I'm trying to find out, who I actually am, because I've not been able to find it for so many years, because I've just been drowning myself in drink and drugs and just blinding myself to reality. And now I'm getting clear and getting current and realizing, who actually am I? And that's why I've kind of stopped going to Narcotics Anonymous, and it's not really. So everyone in that program is going to say, if I stop going, I'm just going to go out and relapse. It's not now, in 3 years or whatever, And that's something of criticism I have about it. It sets you up for failure. In the same way NoFap sets you up for failure by saying, okay, you have these many days, and then don't relapse, ever. It's like, nah, just masturbate less. That's all. Stop watching porn, masturbate less. That's really as simple as it needs to be. It doesn't need to be any more complicated than that. But even saying that, even I need to do that more. But I digress. Visualization, it really helps crystallize those goals. And it's best done in the morning, not before bed, because it's going to leave you, if you do it right and you actually visualize and actually see what is it going to look like when you win. While I'm winning, I'm taking my family out to dinner. Actually, let me get it up here. I've got the journal. I've been doing this since February. Visualization journal, yeah. I used to do this on the YouTube page, Bicep curls, see myself in peak physical condition, taking my dad to Kenya and paying for the whole trip, taking my family out to dinner and paying for the whole thing, being able to give my family just £1,000 at the end of the weekend, just saying, just be fun, just a general resource, being able to tip at a restaurant and pay for the meal, being a good friend, meeting people that I've met online, this monk I'm meditating with, traveling to Vietnam, meeting Hams in real life, And yeah, there's a lot of stuff about sex out there, but you know what? I do want to have that as well. I want to have an active sex life, and that's nothing I'm going to sit ashamed to be ashamed about, working, traveling with work, going to a Wim Hof workshop, doing cold exposure, just turning on the lights, hitting these goals. My YouTube growing as well. Retiring with my parents, man. It's all the same things I see. What helps is writing this stuff down as well. Not the same visualization, but having the date and then like writing down what you visualize. Even if you don't always see it, writing those things down I think is very helpful. But it's been such a powerful thing, man, because you kind of need that end of the goal. You've got the process, which is kind of you don't want to slip back to where you were. You need the end goal, and you need to be able to like visualize and crystallize it. And I think this ties in nicely to meditation as well. Meditation strengthens or kind of activates the pineal gland that's like located here, sort of like behind the third eye region essentially, and that helps a lot more with visualizations. And I do notice when I meditate, that area does like get more blood flow and gets more hotter. So especially when I do this as well, when I visualize stuff, I can actually see stuff and it becomes more concrete and clear, and it's a powerful thing. You just know it's going to happen. If you keep visualizing it, you keep working it, you know it's going to happen. It might not happen the way you expect it to. It might not turn out in the way it exactly did, but that momentum is also driving as well. I know you shouldn't be too attached to thoughts and all this stuff. It's not exactly planning for the future or fixating on this thing, but it's just having these thoughts of success and seeing those moments when you've made it, man. Those moments when you're there and enjoying it, you know. There's something to really strive towards, and there's something that really fills me with joy and happiness, you know. So I 100% recommend visualization as a very powerful tool. I'll link the YouTube video I use for the 2-minute visualization in the description below. Take care, everyone. I hope you have a good day.